Yeah, I mean, we all kind of have to be the hero of our own story, no matter what a piece of garbage we are. Like, there's just a psychological thing to being human. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they probably looked at these guys like, oh,
They're my
I can't believe
enemies.
she's with that jerk. Oh, and he might even have a bad relationship with this jock. He might tease the nerd. He might have shoved him in a locker, and he can only see the jock as the villain.
But you know the crazy thing, like, so I work at a school right now, and like the craziest thing is that the majority of bullies are actually the same people that are complaining about bullies. Like the majority of the people bullying are like the people that are complaining, like these guys.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, and like the jocks aren't like, the jocks are like the jocks at the school, you know, like, or the dudes that are a little bit more confident and stuff. They're generally pretty like chill with everybody else.
Yeah, they might like throw an arm around each other, but I don't see them bullying. Like they're definitely more physical with each other, but I don't see them like like throwing kids in trash cans. It's like the kids who are maybe a little more outcast who like have that like
that chip on their shoulder. It's like a chip on their shoulder.
That something bad's gonna happen. They're out to get their knife in first.
And so I think a lot of it too, what ends up happening is like, it's like like the preemptive defensive strategy, right? So it's like they start being assholes because they've been hurt before, so they like preempt any vulnerability or fear of interaction with anybody else. So they'll automatically just like push people away off top before even letting anybody else there. And so it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy where like you push everyone away and then now you're like, I'm lonely. It must be them, not me.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you see it all the fucking time. And it's sad because you want to get the students like to understand that like, hey, yeah, you were bullied, but your actions right now are not in like, they're not like they're not in line with what you want to achieve.
You're not being the hero you think you are.
Right. Like you've become the bully now. And like you need to understand that it's okay, but at the same time you need to course correct or else it's going to become worse. And so I don't know. It's just fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's what we have with the shootings. Like every day there's a shooting happen, and it doesn't mean because you were bullied, right?
That you're justified.
Yeah, that you can justify that, right? But you know what's something to say about like online bullying as well. I think there's a rise of, I don't know, but I think there's more online bullying happening now more than ever.
Well, our interaction is more anonymous than like every day we spend more time online and less time interacting face to face. So like even myself, like I'll find myself going back and deleting comments on YouTube or like tweets or whatever. Just like, man, that came from a mean place because I thought it was being so clever and so snarky, and like I don't think I represented myself well. So I better go back and get rid of that.
Growth.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a trip too, because you also don't want to like vilify these kids that are actually going through like pretty intense struggles.
Yeah.
Or like just not even just kids, like people, right? Like I think like we're talking about like, obviously youth that don't have a space to communicate with other folks or like, don't know how to reach out. And like even like I just think it's like a certain pathology, right? Where people decide to just like go in the full extreme, whether it be like self-harm or it's harming others, and it's fucked up that it has to even reach that point for them to feel some sort of like cathartic release, I don't know. I'm sorry. I was just kind of venting on that one. I feel like I didn't have like...
Well, if it's not extreme enough, then you won't. You kind of need that limit pusher to be like, oh, I'm past the limit now, and something needs to happen.
Right. It's like, have you guys ever? I know this is a little dark, but have you guys ever watched that documentary about like the suicides at like Golden Gate Bridge?
No.
How like there's people that have survived it,
oh, God.
and they're like, and part of the conversation is that like once they jump, like as soon as like they leave the bridge, they immediately regret it because there's a rush of like either like a combination of endorphins and like serotonin that comes into the brain that's like, oh, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I want to live.
Yeah. And but by then, like 99% of them die, right? Because you've already committed to your death.
Right. Makes sense.
Like, and so like, I wonder if that's something that ever happens to these people, like these shooters, like just at some point they're like, I'm already gonna die.
Once you pull the trigger, you're like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And
it's
then
like
it's too late.
Yeah. Like you're already like momentum's already taking its course. You know, that's fucking crazy, huh?
It's just crazy that there's shooters like in general that people are like scared. Like, you know, you hear like a noise or something and you go like in panic mode in general. I don't know, the other day I was watching like just Instagram stuff, and I know like there was this teacher that she had developed like an extra room, like it would like pull out and like you could go in there, like the kids would go in there in case there was like shootings, and it was kind of like, what do they call those?
Panic room?
Like a
A
panic.
panic
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
It was like a
It's like on a corner, right? And she
yeah,
pulls
like the
it.
corner thing, and I'm just like, that's crazy that people are developing stuff like that for classrooms. Just sad, dude.
No, what's crazier, like some Congress people, right? They're like saying, "Oh, the solution is to arm the teachers, arm the elementary school teachers to protect the elementary school
Because
kids."
they're in the right mental state to
I
do that.
literally,
Right.
I
Yeah.
could never
Fire with
shoot one
fire.
of my
Can
students.
you imagine if like a
Because-
kid spits in your face and you're just like,
You're like,
fuck
I'm
you.
out of control.
Like, I might
Oh,
tackle
yeah.
one of them to the ground if they had a gun, but I couldn't shoot one of my students.
Right.
Crazy. I mean, but you know, like some
impossible.
people might just be having like a really bad day and just like,
Just snap.
I don't care how
Snap.
bad of a day Timmy's having. I'm not shooting him.
no,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
I personally wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, some people are weak minded, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's like poor emotional control in a lot of
yeah,
adults.
like, you know, it could be like just a horrible day and they just like end up shooting somebody. Because, oh, okay, like the government thought it was a good idea to give me a gun.
That's their bad.
Like, what?
Yeah.
No,
if you
what-
don't do your homework, I'm gonna fucking shoot.
That's it. I
But
give up.
It is fucking crazy though, because there is a market for that stuff being developed. Like I know over the pandemic, like I got kind of into firearms, and so I, you know, like, so I don't know where all these like ads started popping up on YouTube and stuff like that, and like it's crazy to me how normalized a lot of these like items are, right? Like for example, like backpacks with armor, you know, like ceramic. Ballistic level 3 fucking
Like the guy in John
special
Wick?
yeah, like special threat ballistic armor, you know, like backpacks where like they convert into a full like a plate carrier, you know, and like you can have like if your kid needs like you know, like pepper balls or whatever to like potentially fight off an intruder or whatever. And it's like, bro, yeah, dude, there's like all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well, I
like
know
that.
they have like Hello Kitty guns and stuff. Like,
Yeah, like
you know, that's kind of weird. I was like, oh, so they're gonna sell the girls, like the little girls, like some Hello Kitty guns.
Pink
like,
gun with
no,
pink
they
bullets.
do. Like if you go to like certain gun stores, you'll see like guns for women. So they're like smaller, and like they're like, you know, mauve. What's the color? Like
Discreet.
pink.
Victoria's Secret sidearm.
Oh yeah! Imagine
yeah.
like all the Victoria's Secret models come out with like a bunch of guns.
That's it. That's Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, that she's packing.
She's packing.
Charlie's Angels style.
She's ready to go.
Dude, they have like fajas reductoras. You know, like the
Don't give
like
them ideas.
corsets with like fucking holsters in them for the ladies. They'll build like special like purses. And by the way, everything that they design, all this like gun fashion, is always so like ugly, dude. It's like they choose the worst. Like it's like a guy from fucking like Cleveland, Ohio, like that works somewhere. I don't know, some fucking bum
Did you guys
ass
see
place.
the
Nebraska.
Uncharted movie?
Yeah.
The villain woman who kills Antonio Banderas and made me want to stop watching the movie because they killed him. Why would you watch after
Why would
Antonio
you kill
Banderas is
Antonio
dead?
Banderas?
Why would you watch a movie after Antonio Banderas has been dead? Anyways, so the young female villain with no name and no anything special about her had this it was like a bra. It was like a halter top. Like it was like it's supposed to be like a bulletproof like bikini or something. All her organs were exposed, but like she had like just like a little black like armor.
There was like no functionality. Like
Yeah, it looked stupid. No fun. It just made her look ridiculous.
Titties protected.
Yeah.
the most important part
Little
of
nipple
a woman.
protector.
The best
I
assets.
gotta rewatch that one.
It stands
The
out
best
how
asset of a woman,
unsafe
her
she
titties,
looks.
is
The
that-
titties, apparently.
Dear God, not the titties.
Never the titty.
Couldn't help but notice.
No te
Can't
metas con
replace
las
a titty.
chichis.
I mean, I think you can.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Technically.
you just put like silicone or something in there.
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's well, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching. This has been Raul.
DJ PJ.
time.
We hope to see you with us again.
Come back for more. You
Just
know
come
how the
back, just
internet
come
works.
back.
Like, subscribe, do all that.